So you're thinking about moving to the Gallatin Valley. Maybe you want to be near Bozeman, but have a little bit more space or land. So you're looking at Gallatin Gateway, Montana. Well, in this video, I'm actually going to dive into the pros and cons, the positives and negatives of living or owning property in Gallatin Gateway. It's a small town in an absolutely beautiful area on the southern end near the foothills of the Gallatin Valley. So there's definitely going to be some things that you're going to want to know before you get here. Just know what to expect before buying property or living here in Gallatin Gateway. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my previous videos, where I did a vlog tour driving around Gallatin Gateway, showing you the little town, showing you some different homes in different neighborhoods, as well as one where I dove into Google Maps. Now, of course, I also have videos on Bozeman, Belgrade, and Big Sky, some of the surrounding areas here, so be sure to check those out as well. So as I said, today I'm going to be going over some really important things to consider about Gallatin Gateway, the good and the bad. So let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Southwest Montana areas like Gallatin Gateway, Bozeman, Belgrade, Three Forks, and Manhattan and Livingston, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Gallatin Gateway and all the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana. My name is Hallie. I'm a local real estate agent, and the team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move here in Southwest Montana, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to buy or sell or invest or move in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be honored to help you find your place here. All my information is in the description below. So one of the main things that I get asked about pretty often is the weather, especially if you're not from, the northern states or haven't lived near the mountains like we are here. So summers are a little bit shorter, winters are a little bit longer. Therefore, all of our, a lot of our road construction, things like that, do tend to be concentrated to those summer months as well. We tend to start warming up and seeing less snow and more spring-like weather in April, and then of course, we have summer that lasts through, into September. Starting in October, it starts to get a little bit variable, and that's when we usually see our first snowstorm of the fall. Of course, the snow has been known to fly just about any given month of the year, especially the state of Montana has like one day out of the entire year, one date out of the entire year where we've never seen a single snowstorm, but those are pretty rare. And usually that's going to be more into June and maybe a little bit in September or October, but those main summer months don't tend to see any snow. So with all of that snow, especially in the winter months, something that's going to be really important to keep in mind is the roads. And I suppose one con of Gallatin Gateway is going to be the location right off of Highway 191. This is the highway that connects Bozeman and Belgrade and the airport to head south towards Big Sky Resort. So it does tend to be a pretty busy highway. Now they do maintain it really well, and the road conditions typically aren't too bad, but it can get slick and the visibility can go down, and there is quite a bit of traffic that takes that road each day. So it is something to keep in mind. Now, it's not going to be the same as city traffic. It's a little bit different because it is a longer highway, but you head into, Gallatin Canyon where there's no cell service, and it's a long, it can be a long drive or a long windy drive in there, especially if the roads aren't great. And as I always say, of course, good winter tires and an all-wheel drive vehicle are going to make all the difference in the world if you do plan to be driving in those winter conditions. And of course, one major pro for most everybody that lives here is that snow. So we have a fairly dry climate, which means that it creates this amazing, fluffy, powdery snow that is absolutely incredible for, downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, even snowboarding, of course, snowmobiling. So it's great fun to get out in the winter here. So, of course, much like the rest of Southwest Montana, it goes without saying that outdoor adventure is an absolute major pro around here as well. In addition to those winter activities I already mentioned, of course, you've got camping and hiking very near Gallatin Gateway. Some of the best hikes right there in Gallatin Canyon, as well as whitewater rafting on the Gallatin River, rock climbing, and just about anything else you can imagine getting out and enjoying this amazing scenery and this beautiful place. Now, of course, we do have to keep in mind that same dryness and lack of humidity that we experience in the wintertime does tend to carry through most of the year. Of course, spring and fall, we will experience some, thunderstorms or rainstorms, but for the most part, during the summer, it's fairly dry. And what that can mean is by the end of the summer season or into early fall, we do sometimes experience some wildfires in the area, or some of the wildfire smoke that is, burning in other counties or other states even does tend to flow into the area and make for kind of a smoky atmosphere. So something definitely to keep in mind. It doesn't happen every single year, but it can settle into the valley here and cause some issues for some people. Now, the views in the Gallatin Gateway area overall just about cannot be beat. In my opinion, it's some of the best views in the valley, some of the best rolling hills and scenery and wide open spaces that you can find here. So with that, a lot of the homes are on acreage, whether it's, horse property or farmland or other animals or just having more space. Many of the lots are at least an acre or more, especially as soon as you get out of the little main town center there. It's an absolutely wonderful escape from, being in Bozeman and being in a busier town, just to come out there 20, 30 minutes away and be able to have your own space with these incredible unobstructed views of the mountains all around. And of course, Stacy's Bar is an awesome place to gather right there in the town. Known for that old time feel, great food, fabulous beer, and just a great time had by all with that live music and dancing on the weekends as well. Being that it is such a small community, that can be a bit of a drawback for some people. That does mean that there's not a lot of shopping or even a large grocery or market in the area. Of course, there is the gas station, a small natural market, and the Jump Marketplace and restaurant. But for any major grocery shopping or other resources, most people do drive over to Bozeman, which is that 20 to 30 minute drive. So it's not bad, but it is something to keep in mind. But of course, for some people, that's also going to be a pro that Bozeman is so close by. So you get this solitude and space and wide open views in Gallatin Gateway, and you still have the resources of Bozeman not far away. You've got the international airport right there in Belgrade, movie theaters, Costco, other big grocery stores, and other specialty stores and shopping right downtown Bozeman as well. So you've got this amazing resource not too far away. Now, this brings me, of course, to job opportunities as well. So many people who live in Gallatin Gateway do commute to Bozeman or Belgrade for work, or they may run their own businesses right in the area, or perhaps from home, whether it be a farm or a ranch, or some kind of virtual employment. Because while there are some wonderful small businesses and other companies right in Gallatin Gateway, there just isn't a wide variety of options until you venture out towards Bozeman and Belgrade. Yellowstone National Park is an incredible place to visit all year round, really. Of course, in the winter, you can go snowmobiling or take a snow coach tour. And in the summer, there's tour companies then as well, or you can go drive through yourself and visit and check everything out from, the infamous Old Faithful to some of the other amazing thermal pools and the Grand Prismatic and some of those other incredible sites, as well as incredible opportunity for wildlife viewing as well. Having lived in the area my entire life, I still absolutely love visiting Yellowstone, especially in the spring. There's a really great chance of seeing bears out and about, or moose, and other animals running around. It's just an incredible place to check out. It's a wonderful day trip to take a drive through Yellowstone, maybe take in a hike, pack some lunch, and just take in all of the incredible sights. And of course, there's the Streamline bus based in Bozeman with at least one route to Belgrade. And then of course the Skyline bus, which is mostly focused in Big Sky, and of course has routes that connect Big Sky and Bozeman passing through Gallatin Gateway. So the community of Gallatin Gateway itself is largely vehicle dependent, especially with the amount of acreage and small roads and land out here to cover. The cost of living in the overall Gallatin Valley area is certainly going to be higher than the national average, so this is definitely something to keep in mind. Now, Bozeman, the housing costs are about 59% higher than the national average. Grocery costs are about 4% higher than the national average. Utilities are a little bit lower than the national average, and transportation costs like fuel are about on par right with that national average. And with so many homes in the Gallatin Gateway area being on acreage, the property prices in the area are going to be a bit higher than in Bozeman overall, or the median list price is going to be higher than Bozeman, but certainly not as high as Big Sky because of the resort town a little bit further south there. Of course, this brings me to property prices and home prices more specifically. This is largely going to be the most expensive part of living in Gallatin Gateway. According to our Big Sky Country MLS here, the median list price right now for a residential property is about $1.3 million in the Gallatin Gateway and far south Bozeman area overall. Now, you do have to keep in mind, of course, that the average lot size or the amount of land that you have with those properties is quite a bit higher than you're going to see in Bozeman. So the average acreage for these properties that are currently listed in the Gallatin Gateway area is about 10 to 15 acres. Of course, you're going to have some that are more normal, city lots or town lots that are under an acre, and then you have some that are 60, 70, 80, over 200 acres. So there's a wide variety there, but that average comes out to about 10 to 15 acres for each of those properties on average. Now, there is only one school in Gallatin Gateway. It is for kindergarten through 8th grade. So that does mean that older kids are going to be going to Bozeman for high school. Some people see that as a pro, some people see that as a con, of course. But what it really comes down to is what is going to be best for you, what you're looking for. The Bozeman high schools are very highly rated according to niche.com. The Gallatin Gateway School is great as well. Again, according to some of those online ratings. But really what matters is what's going to be best for you and your family. The folks who live in Gallatin Gateway live there because they absolutely love it. The outdoor opportunities for adventure, the wide open spaces, the views, the opportunity for, riverfront property or an equestrian or horse property, and just that extra space to breathe and enjoy everything that this area has to offer. So if that's the kind of place you're hoping to find with the, views and the space and that small town Montana community, Gallatin Gateway is an absolutely wonderful place to live. I hope you found value in this video, and if there's anything I might have missed or questions that you have or things that you want me to cover in a future video, be sure to leave those in the comments below and I will absolutely get back to you. And as always, whether you're looking to buy or sell or move or invest in the next 9 days or 90 days, be sure to get in touch and give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'd be honored to help you find your place here in Gallatin Gateway and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana. And until next time, I hope to show you around.